Lesson 1.1, A Plan for Problem Solving. In this lesson, we are just going to discuss general strategies for problem solving. You will have several problems, different types of problems that you are going to work out using whatever strategy you find best for that problem. So let's first just look at what should your plan of attack be when solving a problem. So generally, step one, the first thing to do is to understand the problem. First, you want to read the problem quickly to gain the general understanding of it and ask, what do I know? What do I need to find out? And do I even have enough information to solve this problem? Second, you're going to plan. If necessary, reread the problem to identify the important facts, then determine how they relate to one another mathematically. And here's where you're going to make a plan and choose a strategy for how to solve it. And we're going to discuss several different strategies you might be using. And maybe even estimating what you think a reasonable answer would be. This is very helpful because a lot of times when you skip this step, you might get an answer that is completely unreasonable. And if you don't stop to think about that, then you could possibly make a mistake that you could have caught yourself. Then after you have your plan, you're going to solve it. So whatever your plan was, you're going to solve it. And then if it didn't work, redo it, try something else. That, I think, is often the hardest thing to do. When you have an idea and you think it should work, but you can't get it to work, sometimes it can be really hard to think of another new strategy. And that's when discussing and working with others can be extremely helpful to get new ideas. And lastly, you always want to check your answers. And again, we skip this a lot. Reread the problem. Is there another solution? Is your answer reasonable? Does it make sense? If it's not, then you need to start over, redo, come up with a new plan and redo the problem. So that's really important. A lot of times we can correct our own mistakes if we just check our answers before we move on. So what are some problem-solving strategies that we can use in math? Now, there's some very specific ones that work better in some scenarios than others, and we'll be talking about that throughout the year. But today, I just want you to look at general problem-solving strategies. And when you're working on the problems on your homework worksheet, I want you to think about these strategies and pick from these strategies for each of those problems. So we have creating a diagram or drawing can be very helpful. Guess and check, exactly what it sounds like. Try something, check it, doesn't make sense, try something else until you come up with the right answer. Using a table or making a list is another great one. Logical reasoning, which just basically means you kind of process of elimination, finding a pattern, working backwards, or writing a numerical expression and simplifying it. These are math problem-solving strategies that we'll use all of these at some point throughout the year, and I'm sure you've all used all of them before. So I want you to use these to help you with your assignment, and what we're going to hopefully be able to do is discuss the different ways that some of us solve the problems, and hopefully we'll see some people chose different strategies, but we were still able to all come to the same conclusion.